Hey! Alright guys, so this is the beginning of what will probably end up being a fairly long video showing off all 22 of our, but Bree's Hognoses. I'm here for some moral support and to kind of share the love of these guys. Maybe we should get me one someday?
Mike needs a dedicated Hognose. Everyone should comment.
Yeah, 20,000 likes and I'll buy a skull face.
Please don't, because we can't afford that.
Yeah, we can. We just have to sell our bodies.
20,000 likes and $20,000 and we'll buy a skull face.
Join my Patreon down below. This video is really going to mostly be Bree talking about them because, like we said, they are her Hognoses. I love them. I help take care of them as much as I can, but they are truly her passion and her love. Those of you that think that 22 Hognoses is a ton of animals, A, yes, you're absolutely right. B, these are really truly Bree's favorite snakes. That's why we're doing this. This is truly a passion project. We're not getting rich off this by any means. Don't be too crazy when it comes to the amount of Hognoses that we have. You guys will notice that we do need name suggestions for a lot of them throughout this video because, like Bree says later in the video, it really truly does make them more pets, and that's what they are.
Everything has a name, and I like to call things by their names.
It helps for you guys too, because then you can refer to them by their name rather than just a random
just a number
gene trait. Yeah.
And just a number.
With that being said, let's get into the video.
Those of you who know me know I absolutely despise being on camera. They are indeed mostly my Hognoses, and he's doing his best learning, but he doesn't really know everything there is to know about them just yet.
Just to be clear, I do understand like basic care and whatnot. Like, what's a moonstone? Wait, hold on. It's an Arctic lavender.
No.
What an idiot!
What is it?
Super Arctic lavender. This is Horizon. She is a sunburst, which is a sable albino hognose. She's just over a year now. Actually, she just hit a year old. She's from John Rice at Fathom Hogs, and she's an absolutely beautiful female. She's got these really nice green tones and orange colors that like never pick up on camera. The thing about Hognose is, honestly, it doesn't matter what camera you use or what photos you try to take. They just never look the way they do in person. I feel like on camera she might look just like a normal albino. You see her in person, she is like a bright, intense orange, and it's really something to see. In the future, I'm hoping her to actually pair her to my male Rorschach, which you'll see shortly, and make some Arctic sunbursts, which are actually one of my favorite morphs. We don't have any of them to show you.
That was like one of our first like really expensive Hognoses.
Yeah, she was one of our first big investments for sure. I love her. She eats like crazy, and she's awesome.
And next on the list is one of our holdbacks from this year's babies. This is Arkham, and he is
Super Arctic tiger. Pause for a second there to discuss tiger. He's got these really cool stripes instead of just big spots. Tiger is a form of twin spot, so instead of the double spots going down their spine, it starts to form into stripes, kind of like tigers.
Does one tiger stripe make it a tiger?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a tiger if it only has like one stripe. Okay. It could have some tiger striping. Rostral Reptiles has some really, really nice Super Arctic tigers that they produced. Tiger is one of actually my favorite polygenic traits, which I'm hoping to produce more of and kind of add it to everything because I really love the striped look. His name is actually Arkham because he has a perfect bat head stamp, which is just absolutely awesome.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. It looks like the bat symbol. It's probably one of my favorite things and one of the reasons I decided to keep him as a holdback and not any of the other ones. He's also 100% het for lavender and 50% het for sunburst, which is just like Horizon, and that's a sable albino. He's a 2022 baby from Equinox and Rorschach. We have the only Hognose that I'm going to be using a hook for. The reason why is he's an absolute demon. So this is Polaris. Polaris is a Casper Conda. He's an absolute nightmare and tries to eat everything that he sees. And I am actually brutally scared of him.
This is the only snake I have seen her be like worried about.
So he's a Casper Conda, and what that is a caramel, exanthic, Dutch hypo, or Evans hypo, anaconda. That's quite the mouthful of traits there. It makes this very beautiful purpley white almost looks like chrome. It's got like this sparkly sheen to it.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
He looks like a snow, but isn't a snow. I just won't work with snows. He's everything you want in a snow, and honestly, I think he's prettier than a snow. Polaris is going to be one of our powerhouse males to pair to quite a few of our females we have here for some upcoming projects for the Tytula morph, I believe it's called, and the Apache.
Patchy, yeah.
However you pronounce that. Those are two awesome morphs that are fairly new in the hognose game that you don't really see too often in North America. They're more in Europe. He's going to be really big for some of our breeding projects here. The morphs that he can make is just not many people work with them, and I'm super excited to start those projects as soon as he gets older and the females I have to pair him to are older.
And who do we have next here?
All right, this is an unnamed female. This is the sister to Arkham, so they share the same genes. Unlike Arkham, she has less tiger striping as it's more common in males, and it's a lot harder to get into the females. She is a lot more pink. She has less melanin. And she's got this really awesome like tail that fades into like a pink tip.
We didn't get too many females. That's why we held them back, because what do we get? Like 4?
We got, for Super Arctics, I think we only got 4. We did let some of them go, so they sold pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We hope to produce the same results next season. So if anybody's interested in this gene set, we will hopefully have some more. She doesn't have a name, so if anyone wants to name this lovely girl, throw names down below.
Come on guys, creative names here.
This is our holdback male, Arctic Conda, and he is double het for coral, so he's 100% het albino and 100% het lavender. I got really terrible odds on this clutch, and I actually only got 2 Arctic Condas from pairing my Arctic Lavender Equinox and my Albino Conda Lux.
You guys will see them later.
We still have 1 female, which is currently available as we're filming this right now. This is the holdback male that we ended up with. He's super nice. He's got a really reduced spotting and a really big, long head stamp. Nice stripe, nice black belly, and hopefully he'll be able to produce some corals for us. If you have a name for him, we will also happily take suggestions. So we have this very sassy baby girl. This is Cider. She is a frosted conda, and a frosted conda is a Dutch or Evans hypo. If you hear me say that, it's because it's the same exact gene, but they go by different names, mixed with caramel. So what that does is it creates a frosted. The reason it's called a frosted is she gets this really, really cool looking belly that looks like it's got frosted sides, and it's got the black in the middle. It's a wicked looking belly. It's different than all the other normal hognoses, and it also reduces the head stamp, so they almost look I guess bald.
Okay, so this is one of the last babies of the video, or at least of the grow outs. There will be some more in quarantine that you guys will see at the end of this video.
This is Absalom. He will probably look awful on camera. He is definitely one of those snakes that you have to see in person to really get a true idea of his colors. So this little guy was actually a gift from one of our friends, another Mike. Mike from MKL Exotics. This lovely boy is an anaconda, 66% het albino, and he is a purple-line lemon ghost cross, or an outcross, I guess I should say. So he has this awesome like purple hue to his spots, and his base color actually has a more lemon tint to it than normal, but that color really doesn't show up on camera. Nope. He looks like a normal conda on camera. He was an awesome gift that I didn't see coming, so.
Thanks very much, Mike. We appreciate it. Not that we needed another hognose, but fine.
If you guys are ever looking for anything cool and you can't get it from us, you should definitely go check out MKL Exotics. This beautiful girl is Maple, and she is our oldest 2022 holdback. So she's actually quite a bit bigger than some of the other guys. She's not that special genetics wise. She is a reverse stripe anaconda, het albino, but she has this awesome, really red hue to her back and a very clean stripe. Also, what makes this girl special is she's out of our special female Rowan.
She's the one that was featured on Dave's video, on Adam's video, on everybody's video.
Yeah, we decided to keep this baby regardless because it is by far one of my favorite hognose that we have produced, even if it's not anything special.
Yeah. In terms
gene-wise, she's absolutely beautiful.
In terms of like normalish genes, she is by far my favorite. I doubt the camera is doing her justice right now, but holy smokes. The red line down her back, and at different colors, it almost turns black in between the scales. Like, whew.
She's honestly one of my favorites, and the fact that she is one of Rowan's hatchlings, who was my first hognose, it just makes her even more special.
We got one more to show off before we get to Rowan, so let's get to Hawthorne.
All right, and continuing on with our Rowan hatchlings, this is actually a 2021 holdback from the same pair as Maple. This is Hawthorne. He is a Rowan and Lux hatchling. He's actually got the same disappearing stripe, or the reverse stripe. He's het albino as well. The cooler thing about him is he's actually had this head stamp that has been disappearing with each shed, which is, knowing Rowan, quite interesting. So he'll actually be paired back with Rowan in 2024. Rowan's taking the year off. I still think he's an awesome looking snake, and he looks just like Rowan did before she changed color. So anyway, yeah, Hawthorne.
Hawthorne was the last of our grow outs that are remaining in our reptile room. That excludes all the quarantine ones. This is Rowan. She will be the beginning of our breeders section. Obviously, we just established that she's not going to be breeding this year. Well, I'll let Bree talk a little bit about her. And
I know she's a wild-looking hognose. There is a whole video on basically what color craziness is going on here, so I won't spend too much time on that part of it.
That'll be in one of these two corners for you guys that are wondering, and in the description down below.
The reason she's so important to me is she was actually my very first snake. I got her rather impulsively. I'll be honest there. I wasn't actually planning on bringing home a snake. I actually went to an expo and went to get a Chihuahua gecko. And I did actually go and get a Chihuahua gecko and stumbled across her as a little tiny hatchling. I guess the rest was history. I just had to have her. She actually looked exactly like Hawthorne. She was my first snake ever, and I had always wanted a hognose. I got her and fell in love, and it was from that point on I just knew I just really, really wanted to breed hognoses. Regardless of her pattern or color, she's just a very important animal to me. Genetically, she is just a reverse stripe anaconda, 100% het albino. I know she doesn't look like it, but that's all she is genetically, until proven otherwise. I won't claim anything other than that. Check out the video if you want to see what we think might have happened or what she might be. She's taking this year off just to hang out and eat some frogs and chill. So that's Rowan. She's a super pretty girl and love her to bits.
So moving on from Rowan, we have, I guess, one of our inaugural breeders for the 2022 season. And we'll be breeding again in 2023. This is Rorschach.
He was actually in an unboxing video we did with him and Equinox. So this is Rorschach. He is a super Arctic tiger, and he is 100% het for sable, possible het for the albino, 66%. So we're hoping to prove out that albino this season. So he's got some plans, and I'll bring out the female that I hope to pair him with. He is an absolutely stunning example of a super Arctic tiger. He's got perfect striping. He's got a paper white base and ink black spots and markings. There is almost no pink hues to him. He is honestly beautiful. I hope to keep making more that look like him. So he is actually the sire of the hatchlings that you saw earlier, Arkham and the other female. Just for reference, although he may not look much bigger than Hawthorne, he truly isn't. He is only I guess he's about 60 grams, I'd have to check. But he is a proven breeder male. Our females are breeders at about 3 years of age, and we aim for 250 grams, but we don't like to power feed our females. Nope. We like a nice even diet for them. As long as they have the right body condition and they are 3 years old bare minimum, then they are good to go. Even a male as small as this was able to produce with our females. The males are ready to go much younger. He was about a year and a half, 2 years, when he sired his first clutch. This lovely lady here is Equinox, and Equinox is a moon dust, which is a Arctic lavender.
So not a moonstone, like I said in the reptile room tour.
No, so a moonstone would be the super form, which would be a super Arctic lavender. So she was paired to Rorschach. She is about 250 grams, so that's a good size comparison. She produced 2 healthy clutches for us and a set of double het corals. She's awesome, and we hope she'll go into our moonstone projects and our frosted projects.
She was one of the other first hognoses that we kind of invested in. I did an unboxing on the channel if you guys want to check it out. We don't have a whole lot else to say about her. They will be going into brumation right after this video. So this is the last time we'll see them for a little while. So next on the list here we have our girl Syrup, who is a normal purple line?
Yeah, she is a normal purple line tiger. She does have some tiger stripes, but they're very few. So tiger is used very loosely, but she will be paired with another tiger to hopefully kind of intensify that trait. Purple line, she has more of a mahogany hue to her spots. They're kind of like a dark reddish tint. She's actually newer here. So she'll actually be bred for the first time with us, although she is a proven breeder. She'll actually be going to our normal project. So honestly, this is literally just a project to make more normal hognoses. Yeah. We realized this 2022 season, we produced so many high-end hognoses that we didn't really have anything to offer for everyone who reached out to us looking for just a pet hognose, and we want to change that. Both her and Lux will be the founders of our classic project. I prefer the term classic. Sometimes people look at the term normal and just think, oh, it's boring and bland.
67 Mustang classic.
So, all right, this here is Lux. He's a normal albino. He's you would, I guess, consider a yellow albino.
As opposed to what?
An orange albino or a red albino.
Oh.
He's also another conda, so he's got reduced pattern. He was actually the second hognose I ever got and was the first male I used. I paired him to Rowan, and he produced the very first clutch of hognoses I ever did. Has never failed us yet, so knock on wood. Despite being yellow, a lot of his stuff actually comes out red. Yeah, we love this guy. He's gotten quite the attitude lately.
He gave you one of the worst bites that you've ever had.
Yeah, it was unexpected. Normally he's actually quite friendly, but yeah, he got me pretty good one day. Still love him, but man, oh man.
Last breeder of the day is actually another albino.
Callista. She used to act like Polaris. She used to bite everything that came close to her, and so therefore I didn't actually handle her as much. So therefore she's a little bit more crazy when being handled. She is actually a absolutely stunning Arctic albino anaconda, and a purple line at that. She's from Eslin at Exotic Firehogs, and she will be one of our 2023 breeder females. She's finally a good age and a good size. Her pattern is absolutely stunning. All of her spots fade out when she reaches her tail. She'll be paired to Rorschach to make Super Arctics as well. Hopefully Super Arctic albinos. But worst case, we'll have some awesome Super Arctic condas from that batch. And if the albino proves out, well, that's a bonus. A massive thank you to Eslin Exotic Firehogs for this girl, and we actually have some more from Eslin that we'll show off shortly.
That's where we're heading right now, is over to the quarantine room.
We are in a different location now. This general area is a storage room slash quarantine room slash brumation room. We have very limited space, but we have two kind of big sections in here where we spaced out multiple things to keep them away from our collection. So we're going to start with some of the quarantine hognoses that we have over here. These are hognoses that we got fairly recently, back in September of 2022. To start us off, this is Sugarcane. She's actually from Eddie Pierce in the UK. She is a frosted conda, the same as Cider. She's actually a reverse stripe as well, and she's actually a really good example since she is older to show off the beautiful frosted belly, that awesome white creeping in on the black. She may be breeding next season. If she's in cool down anyway, we are putting her into brumation shortly after this video. She's been in cool down since she actually arrived from the UK. She hasn't been fed, and she's been on a slow cool down and is officially moving into brumation. Super happy to have this frosted girl. So that's a caramel and a Dutch hypo. And now we're back to babies again. So these are all hold back, grow out babies. This little girl is Iridium, and Iridium came from Eslin at Exotic Firehogs. She's an absolutely stunning purple line exanthic, 100% het ghost, which is when you pair Dutch hypo to exanthic, you get the morph ghost. She's also 50% het albino, and we're super excited to grow this girl up. Super excited to get into the exanthic gene in a different way than Snows. Next up, we have another one from Exotic Firehogs. Funny name. This is Ghost Keeper, and he is the exact same genes as Iridium. Completely unrelated male. So he is an exanthic, purple line exanthic, so he'll be more grayscale, and he's also 100% het Dutch hypo and 50% het albino. So he will be paired with iridium when they are both ready to go. At least 3 years before we can pair those two together. Super excited to have the two of them, and being unrelated is definitely a huge bonus. We have the last one here from Exotic Firehogs. Yeah, we did get quite a few from Eslin. Couldn't thank him enough. These are absolutely beautiful animals. This is actually our first single gene lavender that we've ever had, because the first lavender we ever got was actually an Arctic lavender. We actually started at the higher end instead of with a base gene lavender. So this beautiful guy is a lavender conda, 100% het albino. He's actually a purple line as well, so he's got this really, really nice purple. Even as a baby, most lavenders do start out more brown and they shed into that beautiful purple. And they do have this nice purple belly that you'll see on lavenders. They have a more purple tinted tongue, although it's not something that's like a bright purple, it's very dark. He will be paired with one of the females you will see next, and potentially Equinox in the future. His name is Solstice, and that's to kind of keep with the theme. We have Equinox, and I decided to name this guy Solstice. So this lovely lady here is Soulcat. I know it's kind of an interesting name, but that's actually Swedish for sun cat. In Sweden, they call the light shining in through windows, you know, those beams of sunlight that you see, those are actually called sun cats. It's kind of what her pattern looks like, is kind of beams of light shining through surfaces. Honestly, it's hard to believe that this girl is just albino. She's got an absolutely wild pattern. Very, very green. She is a green phase albino, or a green line albino, and she is actually 100% het sable, so she'll go to some more sunburst projects in the future. This lovely lady is from Jeff Galewood, JMG Reptile, and I'm absolutely in love with her. She's probably my favorite albino, even more so than Horizon the Sunburst. I'm a sucker for just crazy patterns like this one, and the second he showed her to me, I knew it was a done deal.
Much to my dismay. Thanks, Jeff.
This guy, we're not 100% sure if we're going to hold him back or not. We're going to keep him for the winter and decide after that. So he is actually a base Arctic, but he's 100% het lavender and 50% het toffee. Now, the reason he's kind of on the chopping block, so to speak, is because we don't really have any other toffees or really anything to pair him with that might work. We're still kind of holding on to him as he is an unrelated 100% het lavender male. Okay, so this girl is the last of our hognose, and she's finishing it off with a blast, including pissing all over me. This is Evermore. She is a beautiful moon dust, so just like Equinox, she is an Arctic lavender. The plus side with her is she's actually a tiger, which is not super common in females, and I've actually never seen a moondust tiger before. So I saw her and it was kind of a had to have her kind of thing. Yeah, much to Mike's dismay.
Bree was lying in bed crying about it.
Yeah.
Like, how could I have said no?
I kind of had to have her. She's by far the perfect fit for my tiger projects. She's also 100% het albino, so the hope is for some tiger corals. Tiger Arctic corals. So we're hoping for some cool stuff from her in the far future. So this spicy, sassy girl from Jason, Beyond Genetics, is lovely despite her horrible attitude. But she does eat. She's been great. And yeah, we can't wait to see what she'll produce in the future.
Okay, and that was the end of the Western hognose portion of the video, but we have never shown these guys. These are our South American hognoses, otherwise known as the Xenodon dorbignii, and I will let Bree take it from here.
These guys are our new project. We are actually putting them down into brumation as well to be paired for the 2023 season. I am super excited to get into these guys. They are wickedly cool. They may not be the common Western hognose, but they are special in their own way, mimicking the Uruguayan pit viper. They have these awesome red bellies. Like, look how bright that is. You can even see that, like, from far away. The male doesn't have as bright of a belly.
Less so, yeah.
But he is a solid black with golden stripes.
Yeah.
They are just really, really cool. They have unique behaviors that you don't see in the Western hognose, like flagging their tail around when showing off the bright red. You can see how they're moving kind of right now. They're, like, super stiff.
Ooh.
or at least the female is. She's like really stiff. They flatten themselves out like pancakes.
The best part about these guys, and something that I personally am most excited for, in states and provinces that outlaw Western hognoses, these guys are legal. These guys are actually related to the Xenodon pulchra. The tricolor hognoses is the common name for them, and what you guys probably know them as. So these guys will actually be legal in all those places where Western hognoses are illegal.
So they are, I guess you could say, almost more similar to an Eastern in the fact that they are a little bit more picky, more sassy. They have their own unique husbandry. They are definitely not the same as a Western hognose. One of the other cooler things about them is these are adults. This is an adult female, and that is an adult male.
Let's see, like 1.5 feet?
They are so much smaller than a Western hognose.
Yeah.
I'm hoping at some point they'll take off as kind of like a secondary, like the tricolor hognose has. Can't wait to be producing these guys. Hopefully it'll go well, and we can kind of spread them around the same way we have tried as hard with other uncommon species.
Tachydromes. These guys are the end of the hognoses, whether it's South American or the Westerns. These are all the surprises that we have up our sleeves. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank Bree for taking the time out of her busy schedule to join me on this channel. I know she doesn't enjoy the camera very much, but I appreciate it, and I know you guys do too. I'm excited to see what this video looks like next year when we make it.
I think there'll be more, honestly. Yeah, there's gonna be more.
Make sure you go check out Bree's Instagram. She posts very infrequently, about the same amount as I do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that in the comment section down below. Make sure you click subscribe. We're almost at 90K, so that would be a pretty cool Christmas gift.
Yeah, make sure you get them to 100K by Christmas. Right away.
I said 90K.
100K by Christmas.
Wow, that would be...
Shoot for the sky or not at all.
True.
Hey! Fun.
She's so proud.
Yeah.
And that's going to wrap up the video. Bye!